Hello and welcome to the Narc Alert, the channel where we look at YouTubers and others to see if they demonstrate any traits that fall within the spectrum of narcissistic personality disorder or NPD. These videos are for fun and entertainment purposes only, strictly my opinion, and remember, please don't send any snark to our possible narcs. So key points to remember: messy fun and not a diagnosis. Hello, hola, bonjour, hey y'all, my name is Merc. Welcome back to the Narc Alert, and Happy New Year. It's only January 2nd today? Holy cow. I thought it was later than that already. I hope you had a great New Year, and let's hope for a better year for all of us. Even if you had a good 2024, why not have a better 2025? Rio's here to join us today, right? Oh, he's a little quiet, right? He's never that quiet. And Amber's been uploading. As we know, she's finished Vlogmas, and what a gigantic, important accomplishment that was. And since then, she's been uploading every second day, which is her favorite schedule and for her, and quite frankly, it's my favorite schedule for her as well. So she's not uploading today, so I thought, why not? We haven't done a half-calf react in a really long time. So let's all gather together, get your hot cocoa, get your coffees or whatever beverage you want, get a little snack. This one's 13 minutes long, and it's called Feeder Allegations, Living Life at 600 Pounds. And Resenting Alexis. Part 1. Oh God, it's part 1. All right, Amber, take it away. All right, Amber, as usual, the floor is all yours.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So this is part 1 of a 4-part series where I answer 100 of your questions, and I think it's questions I've never answered before. But who knows? I've been on YouTube for 11 years, so I don't really remember what I've shared. So I promised you guys that I would upload every other day, and I'm going to be super busy for the next like 10 days or so, and I'm not going to be able to have time to edit my videos.
So she's going to be super busy for the next 10 days or so, which means Emily's there. Now, there's got to be a limit to how much time off Emily can take from her job, I would imagine. Maybe that was... Excuse me. Maybe she used last year's vacation and this is this year's vacation, but there is a finite amount of time that a working person can take off. So I would guess, this might be the last visit to Amber's place in a while.
I will still be filming though, so I am pre-recording in this moment. So I figured the best way to do that, to continue my schedule and to give you guys content, is to create this 4-part series. So since there are 100 questions, it is 25 questions per part. So let's get into the first one. So
part of me wants to give her hell for this. It's like, it's such lazy content. Q&As, you just literally did 100 days of Q&As not that long ago. Like, really? You're the most questioned human being on the fucking planet at this point. There's nothing left anybody can ask you. And if you don't remember, it's because you've answered it 600 times already. Like, seriously, I don't know. Unless it's up-to-date information, there's really nothing that we don't already know about you. And any newbies to the Ambers can simply look back at old content to hear your flippin' foster care story, which you've teased and not told. Like, there's nothing new here. 100 questions in a 4-part series is filler content to keep us satisfied while she spends time with Tommy, or Emily, because Emily's there. Now, part of me wants to get mad. Now, the other part of me says, well, at least she's doing something and she's not just disappearing for 10 days while Emily's there, but perhaps she can't afford that after her 3-month vacation.
I just want to preface this that I got all of these questions on random social media platforms where I was like, you guys, I'm doing a Q&A on YouTube. Send me in your questions. All right. So the first one is, who are your top 5 artists on Spotify Wrapped this year?
Who cares?
Billie Eilish was my number 1.
Yeah, we got to speed this up. I don't care about what music she lists. There's nothing I care less about right now in the planet than what Amberlynn's Spotify list was. Really? Nothing I care less about. Probably,
which is not surprising. Second is Banks, also not surprising. Third is a band called Mansion Air, love them. Fourth, Montel Fish, love him. His music is so good. The fifth one I'm a little shocked by. It's The Weeknd. How often do you recommend that I wash my hair? So I am no hair doctor over here, but I do know that every hair is different.
You know, when you have burning questions about the frequency of how much you should shampoo, you really need to make an appointment with your hair doctor. You know, don't go to a random YouTuber. Go to a professional hair doctor when you have these kinds of important questions about, you know, your hair.
So I really don't know what to tell you, but I have noticed that the healthiest hair is if you wash it just a couple times a week. Speaking of hair, I do get this question a lot. Would you ever cut your hair?
Do you mean you think your hair looks healthiest when you wash it every why do you I can't think of the word because it's too early. Oh, I can't think of the word. Why do you yap? Why is bro yapping about hair care? Why are you saying, you know, that advice might work for you, but do you realize that everybody has different hair? Everybody's hair, some's dry, some's greasy, some's coarse, some's fine. It's not, every second day doesn't work for everybody. Why don't you just say that's what works for you? And we wouldn't know that either because you don't really wash your hair every second day, girl. Come on.
To a bob.
Come
Not. That is not my style. I don't think it would look good on me. It looks good on other people, but that is not my thing. I love my hair long. That is how I've always loved it. In my early 20s, I did chop it all off. If I can find some photos, I'll post them here. But my hair was down to my butt. I went into the salon, literally just wanting a hair trim, and I left with my hair to my shoulders, and I cried.
It's reasonably short. Look at his baby Ambi. Look at baby Ambi.
Yes, I did. It was the biggest mistake. I will never do.
Well, yeah, Amber, but I've got to tell you, it's not the length that's bad, it's the cut. Someone did you dirty with that haircut. That's just a bad cut. You know, we all know, we don't even have to talk about it. If this gigantic woman would just cut her hair to about here, it would be bouncy. It would have life. It would have movement. It would get rid of all of those dead ends. And it would still feel and look long if it was cut like to here. You know, maybe that's a little short for her, but I still maintain it's just a bad cut or it's a poorly styled cut. Like this bang that comes from here over to here, this like, I know this is an emo thing, but to me, you look like a bunch of 60-year-old balding men with a comb over. It's such a weird look. I don't get it. And it just doesn't do anything for you. Anyway, Amber, cut your damn hair.
Do it again. Have you ever been to Disneyland? I have. I've been twice.
Yeah, we know.
Both times I went, I was 17. So if you guys remember me sharing, my foster mom did pass away recently, and it was actually that foster mom that made that dream come true for me. I know this is going off on something completely different, but a lot of people have heard me talk a lot of bad things about foster care because I do have a lot of bad experiences in foster care. I will not deny that, but there are some positives as well, and that is one of them. Are you going to?
I don't recall you talking about a lot of bad experiences foster care. I still maintain, like I have for many years, the reason that we don't get the true and unadulterated foster care story is because there is no foster care story. Like, does any child want to be in foster care? Of course, that's not ideal. And nobody wishes that on any kid. We all wish everybody could have perfectly lovely families with white picket fences and all that. But that's not the reality. And the reality is Amber was in foster care. But I also believe that the reality was her foster care was not a horrific experience. I mean, it's not great. It's foster care. But I don't think there was anything to tell there, or she would have told it a long time ago. She would monetize anything. So if there was shit there, she'd be telling it. So either there's stuff there and there's too many people that could discredit her lies about foster care stories because there's lots of kids and foster parents and people around that witnessed her. So I think there's either too many witnesses or really there was nothing that bad about it, aside from it being foster care. That would be my supposition based on how she's reacted to this her whole time on YouTube.
To continue sharing fan art? No, not in that way, because it was just something I wanted to add as a part of Vlogmas that I thought was really fun, and I enjoyed doing it. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Honestly, normally I have.
So that one was, you got us all excited. You were showing fan art. So we'd really like to make more fan art and have you show it, because that gives people, your fans enjoy that. And now she said, nah, I'm not going to do that anymore. I just did that for me to fill in some time.
Of resolutions and goals and things I want to succeed at, and I never follow through with any of them. So I think it's just really easy and manageable if I sit here and say I just want to improve as a person, whether that's mentally, physically, spiritually. Like, I am very like into the universe, and I believe that the universe and me are connected. I know that sounds weird to some people, but that's okay.
No, Amber, that doesn't sound weird. That sounds entirely narcissistic. Guys, you don't understand, okay? You guys don't understand life the way Amberlynn does, because Amber and the universe, it's a spiritual, magical connection. Oh my God. She has a magical connection with the universe that none of us have, and she knows it sounds weird to you. How could you understand that? You don't have that spiritual, magical gift of connection with the universe. Oh my God. It's so beautiful. It's almost like a religion. She's an idiot. She's a fucking idiot. Come on, you big dingbat.
Like, I really just want to be like just a better person in general, and I know I can start that anytime, and I have definitely improved over the years, but 2025 I really do want to focus more on like,
I don't know that you've improved over the years. I'd say you've aged and maybe matured, and I'm not saying that in, oh, Amberlynn's so mature. That's not a compliment necessarily. Like, cheese mold matures. I think she's matured. I don't think she's gotten any better. I don't think she's made a lot of improvements in her life. I don't. I think she's learned how to be a better manipulator. I think she's learned how to hide things better so that people don't clock her on her bullshit as closely. So, like, I think she's improved in ways that aren't great and maybe not very tangible. But I also said the other day, and I stand by this, the difference between a dream and a goal is a timeline or something that quantifies it. Saying, I'm just going to be a better person. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Make a quantifiable goal for yourself. You know what? I'm going to stop lying as much. I'm going to take more steps. I'm going to, but like, it's not like that. It's, I'm going to, lying is not a good one. Not a good example. Taking more steps. This year, I'm going to take more steps is going to get you nowhere. This year, I'm going to walk an extra 500 steps a day every day. That's a goal. Something you can attain. I'm going to walk more this year isn't going to get you anywhere.
the therapy
Go off.
like improving my health aspect, not really like set out flat out goals, more so just every day, even if it's just me being 1% better than I was the day before. What was your favorite?
How do you measure that if you're not making quantifiable goals? You refuse to set goals, but you just want to be 1% better every day. So in 100 days, are you 100% better than Amber? Is that how that works? So let's see. It's January 1st. So February, March, April. So around April 1st, you're going to be 100% better than you are now. So that means, I guess, perfect or close to perfection as a human can attain, and healthy and thin and everything else. 100 days. Okay, let's go.
Favorite part of Vlogmas this year. So easily my least favorite was the beginning. It was highly saturated in the fact that I was going through a lot of mental health and heartbreak because I was missing Rarity while also being attacked because I was neglectful in a situation where it was never my intent. Accidentally leaving that door open literally altered my life in the worst way possible. And not only was I being attacked for a mistake that literally broke me and shattered me, I was being told that I was lying about the situation, which I wasn't. And I was also being told that a cat that was found deceased was Rarity, which definitely was not the case either. So it was a lot at once while already going through mental health problems. But I noticed once I handled the Rarity situation privately, instead of like broadcasting every single 2 seconds if there's an update or not, I noticed the backlash and the rumors lessened, and that definitely...
Well, aren't you a fucking bonehead? You mean when you stop talking about it online, people online stop talking about it too? Amber, you've been on YouTube for 10 fucking years. You know better than this. You know better than this. You do. You could have just said from day dot, the cat's missing. It was my mistake. I feel horrible. I'm going to spend every day looking for her, and I'll keep you posted if anything changes, and left it at that. Left it at that. Now, I know in Amber's world, logic doesn't necessarily work, not only for her, but for the community surrounding her. So I know that despite what she had done, that situation wasn't going to look good on her. But she certainly dragged it out by talking about it all the time on her channel, and she knows better than to feed the trolls. It's a real valuable lesson that you learn on YouTube real early, and I don't understand why she hasn't gotten it yet, except that, she was monetizing that cat being missing strictly for content, which is the only thing that I can imagine at this point.
helped with my mental health, and my heartbreak, to be honest. I would say the best part of Vlogmas was the fact that I completed it. And instead of letting my depression stop me from decorating for Christmas like it did last year, I said, screw that. We're going to decorate for Christmas because I feel like that'll actually help my mood. And it genuinely did. Have you ever had a...
Okay, so her biggest accomplishment is that she uploaded 25 days in a row between 5 and 8 minutes of content. So Amber did, she worked hard in December. She worked hard. She probably filmed, maybe 200 to 300 minutes in the month. So, you can't, what the hell else do you want from the woman? You want her to die from overwork? So she got that done. Check. That's good. Big accomplishment, Amber.
Yes, I've had multiple boyfriends, but it was all like when I was a teenager and a kid, never as an adult. No. Have you ever considered digital planning? No, never, because I really love physical planners. I love physically writing. For the longest...
What you should consider is digital estate planning, Amber, because this isn't going to go for, forever. She might have 10, 20 years left, to be honest. She's not going to kick over tomorrow. But, digital estate planning might be your friend right now, Amber. Maybe you should write a will.
I was reading so many novels, and I was reading like the physical books, and then people were like, you should try Kindle. So then in my brain I was like, let me try Kindle, because there's like this cute little small Kindle that I ended up buying. I was like, it's so adorable, and I realized it's just not for me. I feel like some things for me, I just can't do technology based.
Fair.
That's reading, and also planning. Those are things I just enjoy doing, like physically.
Hey, I don't mind reading on a Kindle, but I know there's a lot of people. Look at her. There's a lot of people that don't like reading, that I prefer actually a book, but I don't mind reading on a Kindle. I'll certainly take one on vacation. Tell me in the comments. I'm curious. Do you guys, are you Kindle readers, or do you prefer the turning of the pages? I'm just curious, because I know that's an often hotly debated topic.
Book, with pen, etc. Do you resent Alexis for bringing up the crumble?
Yeah, but Amber, you've told us before, as far as her journal goes, that she journals on her phone. And then she takes it and hand writes it all out into her journal, which I'm not sure if I believe, to be honest. But so, yeah, you do use technology, girl.
Video. Honestly, no, it's really not that big of a deal to me.
I keep talking over her questions, and I'm sorry for that. I'm out of practice, you guys.
Alexis for bringing up the crumble cookie video. Honestly, no, it's really not that big of a deal to me. I'm an adult. I'm a sexual human being. I'm very sex positive, not a prude, pretty open book. So I don't really care, actually. What I care about is people behind my back being creepy and sending it to reaction channels. Now that's weird. And I'm very glad that Alexis never did that. What moment in the last couple of years made you grow the most?
Yeah, that video. Yeah, that gross video. There's so much going on about that video. I haven't checked today. But man, the rumors are flying fast and furious. Every few hours, the rumors change or something's added. Yesterday, I saw some stuff where they were claiming they had Emily's Cash App information, which it may be. I don't know. I know that from watching the show Catfish, they search people's phone numbers on Cash App and find out information. Listen, we don't have it in Canada, but if you have Cash App, can you please go right now to your settings and make your shit private? I don't know why it defaults to public. Because people find out like personal information on Cash App stuff. It's weird. So pause the video right now for a second and go to your phone and put that Cash App shit on private for me, because that bothers me.
As a person living alone. Absolutely. The first time I ever lived alone was when I was 32, and I'm now 34. I'm telling you, I genuinely believed in my soul for a majority of my life that I had to live with someone. That's the only way I was going to be happy, because I was always scared to be alone. But you guys, I'm telling you, I thrive when I live by myself. I absolutely love it. And it's...
Was that thriving? Wasn't it that long ago that she told us she's just been so depressed for a year? And the drinking and the bingo and the buzzballs and the filth of the apartment and the not putting anything up on the walls to make it feel like home. That's thriving? Amber, that's not thriving, girl. You have... God, she's got no idea what real life is like.
It's helped me grow as a person. 100%. If you could go back and never have made YouTube videos, would you? No, I absolutely would have still done YouTube. I probably would have just done it differently. I know the YouTube game. I know what people want, but I also know that there are things I have said and done online that I would have never done, because I now, as a 34-year-old woman, I have learned from it.
Oh, she's so mature now. She's so mature.
I've seen Wicked. I have never seen like the original Wicked, but with the clips I've seen of the new one, it genuinely looks pretty interesting. So yes, I do plan on watching it. What is the last?
We watched Wicked in the Discord, and I gotta say, I'm not a big fan because I didn't see the original, so I don't have the same like passion for it that a lot of people have, which is, that's fair. I didn't like it that much. And I think a lot of the reason I didn't like it, and I like musicals, honestly, I think all the hype before the movie and the interviews of those two actresses are so unearthly cringy that it actually turned me off the movie a little bit. I don't know. I know that's an unpopular opinion because everybody loves Wicked. And it was well done and stuff, but I think that Ariana Grande looks like she needs to have a sandwich. And all this crying and thinking that this song is so deeply important, it's just a musical, guys. It's The Wizard of Oz. Like, let's put some perspective on this. Anyway, that's my unpopular opinion. It was well done. The music was great. The singing was amazing. It technically great, but just personal taste. That's all. Just personal taste.
Thing you ate. I had Buffalo Wild Wings and I got boneless chicken. The sauce I got on there was Asian Zing. I really like our boneless chicken because it's dry. And even the pieces of chicken that I normally would never go for, which are like kind of like the bigger pieces, they're still dry. I'm like, okay, pop off. And I've never once seen like a weird piece of chicken. So if you're weird about chicken, but you enjoy like a good boneless wing, I highly recommend Buffalo Wild Wings. I also got potato wedges from there. What was the real reason you went back to Oklahoma and didn't stay in Wisconsin? Because
Why is she eating this food? She's got like zero plans now about losing weight, right? Like eventually she's going to start taking that drug and hope that she can just keep eating and the weight falls off her. She's never going to lose. She seriously has no intention of losing weight. Like, she's not even trying anymore. There's not even a facade of caring. It's just, eventually I'll get a jab and maybe that'll help. This girl's given up, I think.
Whole ass apartment. I have a whole life here. I love my apartment. I love living alone. I do believe that Tommy as a person is my home, but in a responsible way, I belong here right now. So that is why we're currently in a long distance relationship, but I do see us moving in together in the future. How did you even hold that snake? Because it honestly looked so terrifying. That's what my mom said, but I love snakes. I've always loved snakes. I will say it was exhilarating. Okay,
let's talk. This is the exotic petting zoo that had at her mom's office. That horrible animal abusive organization that Amberlynn thinks is okay. Big check on that place. She got to hold a half-dead snake. That snake looked tranquilized, for God's sakes. It's just offensive to me. If you want to see an exotic animal, then you'd make a trip and take a vacation to where that exotic animal lives and go see it in its natural habitat. You don't put it in a fucking box and fly it to North America to drag it from dumpy office party to dumpy office party. Oh my God, those poor animals. It's heartbreaking.
Because it is a huge snake. It is by far the biggest snake I have ever held in my life, but I wasn't scared.
It was a big, beautiful snake, and it looked half dead. It barely moved. I mean, I'm glad you weren't scared. Sorry, I had a little coughing fit. This cold will not go away. Anyway, exotic animals, please don't bring them to your office. Please go to the jungle to see them. Thank you.
Did you really think that Jordy was stalking you? No, absolutely not. I never once thought that. Was there a particular reason you stopped sharing your weight? So as you guys know, I have done Ozempic/semaglutide twice. The first time I did it, when I stopped, I gained so much weight so freaking fast. I had a weird feeling it was going to happen again, and I tried really hard not to let it happen. But sadly, I didn't try hard enough. It's very common that once you stop taking it, you gain your weight back. So normally, I wouldn't have cared to share that because I've always shared that. But then all of a sudden, all of these rumors about my girlfriend were happening that were not.
Geez, it's almost as if you should try and lose weight in a different way other than taking a magic pill. And maybe it wouldn't be as easy. Then it's not like a light switch. Like if you change your lifestyle, if you change your lifestyle so you don't overeat and you don't eat shit all the time, then there never is this light switch moment where you stop what you're doing and you regain the weight, right?
True, because that is not the way our relationship is. I knew that if I came on here and said, I'm gaining weight because that's how the cookie crumbles, no pun intended, people would automatically blame her when ultimately it was my doing and it's a pattern that I've had my whole life since I was literally like 10 years old when I had my first diet. It was just easier for me not to share those things anymore. I want to protect and cherish the people in my life that I care about. The rumors about
girl, we have eyeballs. We saw that you were gaining weight. And I don't know that there is a contingency of people out there who believe that every pound that Amber gains now is because Emily's a feeder. And, I think she is too now. I can't deny the pictures and the evidence. I believe she's probably a feeder. That said, Amber's weight gain is Amber's fault. Amber has control over that. Whether Emily wants to feed her or not, Amber has control over that. So, I would never blame Emily. Never. Even if they were in a full-ass public feeder relationship, Amber's weight gain
is Amber's responsibility, not Emily's. So I don't know why everybody's so excited to blame Emily. Okay, she's a weirdo. Okay, let's not kink shame. If that's what you're into, that's great. But Amber's weight gain, hear me loud, is Amber's responsibility because she's a full-ass adult and she can say no, right? Or she can do her Feedee games and then eat properly when they're not doing that. It's all Amber. It's all 100% on Amber, whether Emily is the biggest feeder on the planet or not.
About Tommy are not true. Are you excited or nervous to try semaglutide again?
And I'm sorry, Amber, at this point, the rumors about Emily are looking pretty fucking true. Pretty fucking true. It can't all be faked. At first I was trying, me, I try to reserve judgment until I got a lot of concrete facts in front of me. So, when the website first came out, I thought, yeah, you know what? It's not strictly a feeder website. It's also a website for people who like super big women, and there's other fetishes on there. It's not only a feeder site. So I thought, maybe she just likes the girls real big. But then there's pictures, of course, of her and her ex, Colleen, and that are clearly feeder pictures. And then there's been all this other evidence that's leaking out that we can't, confirm right now if it's true or not, but it's all starting to pile up, it's all starting to pile up pretty big. So, Amber, I have to, at this point, disagree, and I think the rumors about your girlfriend are completely true. And again, that said, completely irrelevant, because weight gain is your responsibility, not Amber's, not Emily's.
And nervous, and I will definitely share more of that as I talk more about my journey. Will you ever admit you were actually 600 pounds? I am telling you, human to human, face to face, like I know you're not here, but I'm acting as if you are. If I was 600 pounds, I would not be able to move. I'm saying that based on like knowing how I feel now at the weight that I am. If I was 600 pounds, I would not be able to fit in my...
Okay, there's a lot of people who are 600 pounds and fully capable of moving. There's a whole fucking TV show about them, Amber. Number 2, you were 574.2, so you were 26 pounds away. 26 pounds at your weight hardly is anything. And the other thing you've told us is you never saw that number on the scale. But that was the year you stopped weighing yourself. You hit 574.2 and you never stepped back on that scale. So we all know, as well as you know in your heart, you were over 600 pounds, girl. You just didn't see it on the scale. So stop with this bullshit, because it's not fooling anybody. Anybody. And if you could walk at 574.2, you could walk at 600. Fuck off with this. You are such a gaslighter. It's unbelievable.
Car, let alone go and do things and walk around stores and go to bingo. It would not be happening.
You don't really walk around that many stores, Amber. You go out grocery shopping occasionally with your mom, and you go to bingo, which is a place where your mother drives you. You walk in and sit down. You don't really have to be an Olympic athlete to sustain the lifestyle that you're living right now.
Your watch time on TikTok and Instagram? Sure. When someone asked this question, I screenshotted it just so I could remember, because my memory is shit. I don't really go on TikTok and Instagram as you see. It does show.
Who cares? You want to see my watch time on some weird website I never go on? Show us your watch time on Instagram. Show us your watch time on YouTube. And then don't, because I don't care.
On Friday that I was on TikTok for a bit more than usual. It's because I was gathering these questions.
Okay, who cares? Nobody cares about
What
this.
has been the hardest part to overcome with having BPD? A lot. And I don't know if I've actually overcome it.
Oh my God, my BPD people, please take a deep breath, okay? I want you to know that you're okay. You're all okay by me. But I need you to sit down and take a deep breath, because you're going to get really fucking angry. I'm sorry.
Any of it? So I'm kind of going to rewrite the question and ask it as if, like, what's the hardest?
She's just going to rewrite that question that she already wrote to herself, but okay.
Part about having BPD, it's the fact that you cannot regulate your emotions. Sometimes it feels physically impossible. Like during a BPD episode, which are actually sometimes called BPD tantrums, and that's not like in a rude way or whatever. It sounds rude because it's like a tantrum, like calm down now. Like I'm not throwing a tantrum, but that is just what it's called. So during those episodes, my rational self is still in here. She is like screaming at me, Amberlynn, stop. Amberlynn, calm down. Amberlynn, it's going to be okay. Regulating those emotions and calming down, it literally feels like someone is telling you, you have to travel outside into space, and I want you to carry the world on your shoulders. That's not possible. It truly feels impossible to regulate your emotions. And I'm fully aware that DBT therapy can help with that. So another answer.
So I in the rage stream, as you know, I watch these in advance. I'm not one of those reactors who has to come in cold. It's Amberlynn Reed, for fuck's sakes. What's she doing? Bingo and picking her nose? It's not that surprising. But in the rage stream, I did ask the people with BPD about this because I don't know anything about this. I'm not going to start spouting off about BPD. I don't know a damn thing about it. But they did say that emotional regulation was a biggie. But they also seem to think that she's full of shit too. And I'm going to say I got a lot of BPD friends. There's quite a few people in the Discord with our Discord is full of people with all the letters. And you know what they do? They act pretty normal. I know they struggle. They certainly struggle, but they handle it with grace and aplomb, and it's not like this. You know, it's not like this. And maybe it's because they're going to therapy and they're getting proper treatment, Amber.
Answer I have is having BPD makes everything feel more extreme than the average.
Go to
like
therapy.
Person, they would say, yeah, I feel happy. Well, when we're happy, people with BPD, it feels euphoric. A regular person would feel angry. Us, we feel burning rage.
Again, don't say us and we, okay? That really pisses people off. You're not part of this club, okay, Amber? And what you're describing is your own unique experience. Like everybody, you can have BPD like a bunch of other people also have BPD, but you know what? Each one of their experiences with that is unique to them. Don't say we. Don't say we. It discredits everybody's experience. Say I. I have BPD like a lot of other people, but when I experience BPD, this is how I experience it, is how you should be framing this.
Regular person feels sad. We literally feel like we're mourning the death of someone we have loved our entire lives. Everything feels so strong.
Interesting.
And like we're sensitive to like everything. So our moods switch really quickly. Like a lot of people get bipolar and borderline personality disorder mixed up because we both have mood shifts. So people with bipolar, their moods will change on days or weeks basis, while people with BPD like me, our moods will change multiple times a day, sometimes even multiple times an hour. It's exhausting for us, and I'm sure it's very exhausting for the people around us as well. Would you be able to be in a sexless relationship? No, 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 no. This girly pop has done that before and she will never do it again. When I'm with the right one, I am like a sex machine. What am I saying right now?
Okay, quit shading, Becky. I insert an insulting word here. I can't think of one that I can get away with on YouTube right now. You were in a sexless relationship with Becky because you were a filthy, disgusting pig and you didn't bathe for a fucking year, Amber. You didn't bathe. You were free bleeding for 2 years. Do you think Becky was going to have sex with you? You filthy, disgusting pig. I'm sorry to pigs. You filthy, disgusting barge. You were free bleeding and not bathing. I can barely say that without vomiting. It's so revolting. And you're going to blame Becky? You're going to say it's because you weren't attracted to Becky? You're disgusting. You make me want to vomit sometimes. That's disgusting, Amber. You were free bleeding and not bathing and living in your fucking bed, and you're going to blame Becky? Ew!
100% not true. Girl, do you have all day? Because I have a whole list. But for the sake of video purposes and time crunches, there is a few in particular that I would love to mention. But these are things that I promised myself I would never speak about again online. So we're going to skip over those and move on to something else. I'm going to choose something that is like...
So why mention it?
Two things, actually. One, it is 100% not true. I am not a Feedee. I am not in a Feedee-feeder relationship. That is not what's happening here. Two, the fact...
I think you don't know that. I'm under the impression that Amber doesn't realize yet that she's in a Feedee relationship. I have a feeling that here's my theory. We all have our own weird theories and conjectures about Amber's life. This one's mine. Emily's trying to ease her in to the Feedee thing. Like if you recall, Amber said when she was faced with the pictures, because there was, I guess, some photos of Emily and her ex, Colleen. And I guess Emily either likes to lie on top or be squished by or something. There's like some definitive feeder pictures of Emily and her ex. And when Amber was confronted with those, her response was that Emily told her that Colleen suggested, Colleen is her ex, that they do these pictures to make enough money so that Emily could afford to go visit because they lived in different cities. So that story doesn't make a lot of sense to me. First of all, Emily works full-time as a nurse, so she has an income. And so now all of a sudden, fast forward to the Amber relationship, And this photo or this video has been released. Apparently, it was for sale for $12.99. Hear me out. Is it possible that Emily said to Amber, baby, I want to come visit you, but I can't, it's past Christmas and I can't really afford it. Maybe if we just did a couple of videos, we could make a whole bunch of money and I could be able to come and visit you. Does that not sound, and then just kind of ease her into the lifestyle? I don't know. That's my gut feeling. I could be wrong. I often am. That's my gut feeling.
Some people actually believe this is sick, but there are people who believe that I let Rarity out on purpose to
Yeah, I don't
stay
believe
in
that.
Wisconsin longer. Tommy didn't want me to leave. Tommy said I am welcome there forever. Rarity is my heart, my soul, my best friend, my everything. I would have never in a million years done that. And if you know me in person, you would know that to be true. But that's what people do. They
Now,
create these...
what I find interesting, let's go back for a second and just look at this. There's two things she's going to speak to in this little segment. It's, did she let Rarity out, and is she in a feeder relationship? Now, notice what she does here. She says very quickly, I'm not in, that's a lie, I'm not in a feeder relationship. Boom. End of sentence. Carry on. Next. On to Rarity. I never let her out. I wouldn't do that. She's my whole heart. In my heart, I believe that she didn't let Rarity out. I think that's true. The Feedee thing, I think she is. So it seems weird to me that the feeder thing she just answers so quickly, and the Rarity thing she goes on and on and on about. It's weird, right?
To stay in
Okay, listen here. Just listen to the difference.
Is like currently never speak about again online. So we're going to skip over those and move on to something else.
Listen how quick.
Do something that is like currently happening. Two things, actually. One, it is 100% not true. I am not a Feedee. I am not in a feeder relationship. That is not what's happening here. Two, the fact that some people actually believe this.
That's all the attention she gave to that. One, I'm not in it. It's not true. Boom. Now the Rarity thing, on and on and on and on.
This is sick. But there are people who believe that I let Rarity out on purpose to stay in Wisconsin longer. Tommy didn't want me to leave. Tommy said I am welcome there forever. Rarity is my heart, my soul, my best friend, my everything. I would have never in a million years done that. And if you know me in person, you would know that to be true. But that's what people do.
Okay, sorry.
Rumors about
I
me
keep
and just,
doing
like,
this.
hold on to them.
That's what so my working theory here is that is true. I don't believe she let that cat out to stay longer with her girlfriend. I don't believe that. In her own weird, twisted way, she loves her animals. I know she does. Absolutely. Is she a good pet owner? No, but she loves them. I'll give her that. So I believe that that's true, and it's so offensive to her. That's why she wants to tell us so many times in so many ways how it's ridiculous. But the Feedee thing, I think it's true, and that's why she has to just pretend to shut it down and keep going, because she can't say a lot about it. Because it might be true. That's my opinion.
For dear life. I know nothing I say will ever change anyone's opinion, but for the sake of answering the question, there's your answer. All right, you guys. So that is part one, and I will see you guys soon for part two. Bye.
There you have it. What can I say? Part one of Amber's 100 questions for 2025. You know what? Let's give her a little bit of credit. Those weren't 25 questions we'd already heard before. There was a couple of new ones in there. Well, I hope she's having fun with Emily. I wonder, did Emily come for her birthday and New Year's? Because she said she's busy now, but she's going to keep recording. I don't know. I can't keep track of this timeline. It's madness. Anyway, I'm going to go. Enough of her. Enough of her for today. She's uploading tomorrow. So, I think I'll do a live on Saturday like normal. And I guess I'll see you there. I want to thank you for joining me for today's spontaneous half-calf Amberlynn Reed reaction. Have a great rest of your day. If you're still on vacation time, enjoy it. I guess most of you probably aren't. I hope work is slow. How about that? And I guess I'll see you on Saturday. And you know the routine until we meet again. Just be kind. And hasta luego. Bye.